Good morning, and welcome back to my live stream on Facebook between Monday to Friday, 11 to 11:30 a.m. Yes, my name is Jimmy Cheng. I am a professional photographer, filmmaker, and an Olympus ambassador. So if you are new to here, and what this live stream is about is photography and filmmaking. So anything you can ask me relating to any of these topics is fine. I'm happy to talk about gear as well, especially Olympus stuff, because I'm an ambassador. So I do have, the entire range of the products. So if you are, happen to stuck in some sort of setting, things like that, you're very welcome to ask me any question, and then I will try my best to answer you. But just to let you know my background a little bit, so you know that if you are about to ask a question, and then so you know kind of where my background is, whether I can actually able to answer your question relating to the specific features or lenses or any other queries about purchasing decisions relating to something that you do. So I shoot primarily people related stuff, which like documentary, weddings, whether both in photography and videography. So it's pretty simple. So anything relating to people, I do. So that's why I use a lot of slightly wider and faster prime lenses, and some of the portrait lenses, and also larger zoom lenses, so I can do something from distance. So this sort of thing I do generally on a daily basis. And as you know that we are in lockdown at the moment, so what I tend to do is these days to make a lot of home videos because we can't go anywhere, right? So hopefully this situation is not going to last too long, and I'll be able to continue my creative progress around the country and around the world in very, very near future, because I'm looking forward to just stepping out of the door and just go outside and shoot again. So I'm happy. Hope you guys had a good weekend as well. If you guys new here, new to my live stream, I do usually follow some sort of structure, and so I'm going to bring in today's topics is black and white or color. Sounds interesting, right? Hopefully we're going to have a fun conversation again. And as usual, I will have a general update first, because this video is live, and also it is public. I set it to public because I want everybody to see it, especially my friends and family all around the world, so they can see me, myself, and also my family alive and well. So I'm happy to report that yes, we are all very, very good. That's good. That's kind of get that out of the way now. What about my channel, YouTube Red 35 Photography? Yeah, that's still going. I have a live stream there as well every Wednesday, so it's not daily, so it's every week. But now a lot of my projects are almost finished now, so I should be able to get back to my channel and starting to produce something rather interesting in coming weeks. So hopefully I'll be able to produce some cool stuff, even though I'm staying at home. So stay tuned for my YouTube announcement. But apart from that, like same old for the last 7 weeks. Yeah, I can't believe it. This is our 8th week now. It's almost 2 months locked down in London. So really haven't been able to do much apart from staying around, sitting on my desk here and just working on something. Anyway, so today's topic, color or black and white. I'm not just talking about photography, but also filmmaking. So what's your view in photography, whether you want to shoot color or whether you prefer colors or black and white? This is something to discuss. I know a lot of people who seem to like black and white more than colors, myself included, because I actually do shoot more black and white than colors. But for my commercial clients, I tend to produce both, only because I want to give them a choice. And I remember when I first started, and it's really funny, just give some sort of experience I had before doing commercial works like wedding, for instance. So when I produce a wedding, I would selectively choose some photos and convert into black and white, and because that's how I see things is best suited for black and white shots. But after I deliver them to the client, and the client would email me a list of other photos, can I have these in black and white, but some of the shot that you gave me in black and white, can I have them in colors? And I did that like for a few years. So it's like a constant back and forth, and then it's wasting a lot of my time, and second is now that I've done this long enough now, so I have a lot of experience in processing things like that. So I have a lot of presets that I developed myself. I would be able to do 2 sets, one color and one black and white in a matter of, well, I wouldn't say seconds, but a click of button. And so that's what I'd rather just to do a full set of color and a full set of black and white, and just give them both, so like they can't come back to me saying, oh, I want this in color, this in black and white, and things like that. So yeah, this is why I'm doing 2 sets these days. And but for me, yes, I do prefer black and white, because not only I think it's classy, but I think it just allow me to see the world differently and also focus on things that I want to focus. I'm going to give you some example, of course, as usual. Just let me just show you some photos straight away. And the reason I want to show you this is that I want to show you, just kind of explain my process, whether I think this is better in color or better in black and white. You can kind of whether you agree with me or whether you think it may look better in black and white, then we can have a fun play with this as well. Because what I'm going to do is because obviously the streaming software allows me to desaturate my thing. Yeah, just what I'm going to show you now. Like if I can desaturate this scene at the moment and then make it completely black and white. Isn't it cool, right? And right, okay, but I'm not going to do that now. But what I'm going to do is I have some color photos. That it's actually my favorite color photos. So I'm going to put it on the screen here, and I'm going to talk about my decision to keep them in colors instead of black and white. But I also give you a black and white version, simply by desaturating the video stream, so you can see it in kind of black and white, and let me know whether you think it's actually better in black and white or better in color. So that would be quite interesting, right? So let's start up with this one here. Right, this of course is one of my favorite portrait recently in the last 4 or 5 years, and I still love this portrait. It's a young boxer that I took in Islington, North London Boxing Cup. It's really a very ambitious, very nice young gentleman there, and he's very talented. And I saw him practicing, and we had a little conversation there because I was actually there doing a photo shoot for a couple of personal trainers, and I just saw him practicing. I just got curious and I just went up to him and just say, can I take some photos of you? So while I already have my lighting set up already, so I'm asking him to jump into the rain and then just stand right in the middle, and I still had to relax. I mean, like I told you, if you missed my tips about portrait photography, I've got my archive in my personal YouTube channel. I'm going to put a link in my description today after this stream is done, so you can go to my personal channel and track back to some of the older streams that I've done. I talked about how I approached this particular photo shoot, how I eased my subject into, or how I direct him into that mood that I want him to to show. Okay, anyway, so so this is the color version of it, and obviously this is how I process, how I envision this photo to be in color. I simply love the color coordination. There is not too much going on there, even though it's in color, because it's quite monotone, in a way. It's a lot of black, a lot of whites there. The only bit of colors that you really can see is the red, in the ring, in his gloves, in his trousers, of course the word across his chest, Islington, and also the rope around the ring itself. So it's actually pretty amazing. I just like this simple composition here. That's what I actually think. It looks better in color than black and white. But let me know what you think. I'm going to desaturate this shot now. So, oh, I cannot desaturate this. Oh, I'm sorry. So life happens. I cannot desaturate it. Oh, damn it. I was hoping that I can desaturate these things. And can I actually change it? I'm wondering if I can. Okay, well, I can't. So well, I'll have to do it another time then in that case. So I'm not going to show you this one. Let's get back to, it's what a shame. I thought I could desaturate it. I mean, to be honest, live stream thing is still new to me, and I thought I could do that, and because these things I do that every single day now, and then I had less time of actually preparing these sort of things, and so that's bear with me, and I do apologize for that hiccup there, but never mind, we can still talk about it. So, I mean, you can kind of imagine, don't you, if you like that to be in black and white, and why you think black and white is better than color, and you can let me know. I'm going to show you another shot there that's in color. And this is a very simple picture of Charlie, and I took this. This was the very first time I met Charlie, and then as I still remember that I took my film cameras out. I think this was shot with my EM5 Mark I. I think it was the very first Micro Four Thirds shot that I did. So it was a fantastic shot, and that white wall really is just kind of like worked with this particular shot, in especially I talked about negative space before, and her red jacket and her black hat really kind of like give you like a punch in your face. It just pops out from the frame. It's really nice. So I think it works in color. Black and white, it will work, but I think the red really stood out. So I think in this particular case, I think the red definitely works a lot better than black and white. And even though black and white may look a bit classy, but I think it loses that red that really kind of like scream and shout in your face. I really prefer to have a color shot in this particular case. So let me show you another one here. And this is another color shot. Right, this is a street portrait, so I don't know this lady, and I just walk up the street, I saw her, and she's smiling at me, and I said, hey, how about a photo, you know? Right? And why not? So so I just took a photo of her, and she's really happy for me to do it. As at the time I was testing a lomography lens, so might as well just do something on the street. So so this particular shot, I guess it can go both ways in this case, because there's nothing really particularly special. Got all the leading lines set up there, and once again, it's very monotone in this case, and you can see like there's not many colors apart from her drinks, maybe her handbag, and just a little bit of red and green in the background, you know, but it's not like a lot going on there. So I guess black and white would do the job nicely. But however, the reason I kept this in color is that it feels summery, it feels happy, you know. Like I think color, especially her smile, you know, I really think that, you know, the color really suits the vibes of this particular photo. So that's why I kept it in color. So, you know, let me know what you think about, you know, this whether you do have other theory about black and white, you know, whether you think that some of these shots that I just showed you is better in black and white, or what your view is in black and white in general, you know. And but I'll show you enough out of these color stuff. Let me show you one black and white, and I think why this one works in black and white only. So there we go. That's one shot here that I showed you also before in one of my wedding stuff. This was taken some time ago now, and just want to show this particular shot and why I think black and white really works in this one. First of all, you know, and I think color would definitely be a distraction here, even though that you can kind of imagine this particular photo here, there isn't much going on there apart from the bride holding the flowers, and it's very simple composition. You're shooting through the frame. Is the door is the frame for this particular photo here, and you got the graduation from the steps itself, a little bit of texture in the foreground on the floor. So it's a very nice, generic and typical bridal shoot here. But you can kind of see that the colors going on. So there's a lot of brown. So it's not quite a black and white. But if you see, there's the brickwork or the stonework behind behind her, you know, in the far background is actually a very light stony color, and the door is very dark brown, very dark brown colors, and the floor is beige. So I don't like this together, you know, and also particularly her flowers quite colorful. So I thought, you know, if I take this in color, and then you just got a lot of clashes there, even though it's very, it's not much going on in terms of color clashings, but there were just that, I don't know, it just mismatched in a way, and also the color on her colors on her flowers on the bouquet would definitely distract people's eyes when they suddenly see there's a bright yellow and bright red in there, suddenly in the middle of the flame, and people just draw their attention to the flower instead of her. So in that case, I turn it into black and white, and I just focus on the bride herself, especially her dress was white, of course. So what I did was do a little bit of dodge and burn, and also making sure that she stand out from that light, from that rim light that was creating from above. So that is why I think this would work much better in black and white than color. So that will show you another shot. And once again, you've seen this shot, and this is also one of my favorite street shots in the last 2-3 years now, and I still love this photograph here. And once again, this is a classic shot, a classic composition, and also probably a shot that I could never ever replicate. You know why? Because this shot was photographed just before the terror attack in Westminster Bridge, and you see on the right hand side of this frame here, where the gentleman was walking from the distance there, and And after the terror attack, and the government has installed a barricade along the entire bridge. So it looks kind of horrible. So you lose that kind of classic elements in the photo. So this, you know, if you don't look close into what she's wearing, you know, what he's wearing, and or just little details in the shot, you probably think this shot was taken in the like 1950s. Because it's black and white, it's very clean and classic background there. Got a very lovely London fog going on, so it's really cool. I mean, I love this shot so much, and because of the historic reasons I just told you about, you know, like if you go to the same spot today, the barricade will be on the right hand side of the frame, and it will look dreadful. You know, like you just cannot replicate this particular photo anymore, which is a shame. So you know, I love this shot, and the reason I did it in black and white was, once again, is to focus on the couple actually more than the background. But the background is almost giving you the sense of the location and where that was. I deliberately just blur enough just to you know, and you know, you can still recognize, although, you know, even if it's silhouette, you probably can still recognize as the Big Ben. But I want to give a little bit of the texture in the actual Big Ben itself, so you can see you know, some of it. And so I think black and white really suits this particular one, especially that, you know, they both wearing black on a day, and the overall scene was quite light color. So if it's in color, you know, once again, it would be a little bit distracting, especially if you've been to Westminster Bridge, you would know that the parapet on the left hand side of the frame is actually green color, so it's actually maybe a little bit too much for this particular shot. So I just turn it into black and white. It boom, you know, that's nice, and I love it. And this is a very, very classic shot that I love. I just really love this one. So the next one. And you've seen this one before. I posted on my Facebook as a banner before. This shot I took in Hong Kong, and so once again, I utilizing the shadow and lines to paint the photo in a way, and so it's a very interesting way of taking photo. You can see there's not much shallow depth of field going on, and like I mentioned about before about shallow depth of field, I'm just trying to shrink this photo a little bit more so I can talk about it. So yeah, it's in terms of depth of field, you know, like I know we discussed a little bit. I also did a video about it, about whether you should be blurring everything out and use your shallow depth of field all the time. And I said no, not necessarily. You know, I really want to see the location, want to see where it is. So this shot was shot at f8 with my EM5, and so f8 in EM5 is equivalent kind of f16 in full frame, so you literally get everything in focus, and I love this because I want to see the location. And in this particular case, you got these four gentlemen here kind of evenly spread across the entire frame, and if it's in color, you know, if you've been to Hong Kong, you know how colorful this place is, and his backpack, all the people, like they're all driven different colors, so it's got a lot of confusions going on. But I kind of like this, and so if I want to capture this, it has to be monotone, you know, it has to be in one color, whether it's going to be sepia or black and white. And I do think black and white is definitely much better in this particular case. You get rid of all the distractions there, and you focus on the shadow, which are the blacks in this particular case. And you can see the four people's head and the trousers, they're all quite dark colors, and the railing is actually kind of like a black lines across the frame, and you got a little bit of the cover and a bit of the foreground from top and bottom of the frame. Yeah, I think it's better looking in black and white once again. And another one, this case is a color shot, right? You could argue this as a black and white photograph, but I disagree, because I'd actually prefer this to have more color and more colors than black and white, right? So I may talk about this particular photo here, and so if you can see this particular scene here is not very well lit, and the light's very even, that's the start, and it's very gentle. There's not much dynamic in terms of punctuations in the actual photograph itself. I mean, there are movements. There's when I say dynamic, I'm actually talking about shadow and lights here, so it's not much contrast going on here, but there is movement, which is a great photograph there. You know, I do love the actions that, you know, her dress was flicking because of the wind, and she's actually walking. I really love this particular shot. But if you think about this in black and white, it doesn't work because it's just not enough contrast to bring her up, but color on the other hand, when sometimes color can be distraction, but in this case it's actually a focus. Look at her dress, I mean her coat is actually bright blue, and she got this matching turquoise color scarf, and her red handbag, which is kind of like the icing on the cake. Her red handbag really kind of mirror the red bust on her right hand side, and it's kind of like you got these two red patches kind of sandwich her blue in the middle, and it just worked as a color show. So I much prefer having this sort of contrast in colors, and so in this case, yes, color in contrast works better than the black and white, because there is no contrast in black and white in this case, and so that's why I think color actually works much better in this particular scenario. And the last photo I want to show you is actually credit to Anton, who sent me the photos I think a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago now, when we talked about sensor sizes. And this shot he actually shot it with the Sony RX100 IV, I think it was. On stage, and he just wanted to prove the point that small sensor can capture something pretty cool, and so there you go. It's proven to be like, sensor size doesn't really matter as long as you know where and when to look for the light and when to press that trigger and to capture the bright, nice moments there. So this particular photo, I actually think both black and white and color would work, but I think he made the right choice in using color instead of black and white, because the colors really heighten the atmosphere, and also the colorful personalities from all the audience who joining into the concert, and of course his skin tones really kind of shout in your face that he's the guy there, and this particular photograph really works in color, but equally I think it can be quite punchy in black and white as well. But I think color would probably, if I want to have a little scale here to say, is black and white better or color better, is probably very equal, but color will probably just edging just slightly over. But he made the right choice. I think color is better in that particular shot, and I do think it's a very lovely photo as well. So thank you, Anton, for sending me this photo. And so if you guys want like I mentioned before, send me some photos. I will be able to talk about them, and also if you want to improve your photography, I'm very happy to obviously guide you through some steps as well, and also through editing. And I could even maybe perhaps in the future do a kind of live edit through here, because I can share my screen, and which I haven't really tried just yet, and maybe something we can work on in the future, in terms of streaming, so I can do some live editing, so I can see how you edit and how I edit, and see whether I can improve your photos simply by editing rather than composition. Or if you want to learn about composition, how it would improve your photograph by suggesting you like what sort of angle you should be looking out for and things like that, just by looking at your photo. So maybe we can try that in the future. So let me know what you think about what I just said about all these black and white and color stuff. If you prefer one way or the other, it will be quite fun to see how you feel about that in general. Right, okay, that's got something to show you guys today though. So see my hat, I usually like my hat, and then obviously I haven't worn my normal hat for a while, simply because I'm not outside enough, and this is just to keep my hair together. But I got something new. So this is what I've been wearing for a lot of the time now, and you can see that I used to just keep my hair, because my hair usually sticks up and very messy. But I got a new hat. Look, check this out. Whoa, yeah, look at this. Was it nice? Is it cool? You know what that is? Yeah, I'll show you. Right, here it is. This is an Olympus camera, of course, and then this is the lens here. So every time you look at the Olympus lens, there's a word here, Zuiko. Yeah, the word Zuiko is actually Japanese. This is Juiko, and in Cantonese will be 嘴光, and then but this is Japanese pronunciation, and it means the light of God. How cool is that? I'm the light of God. Yeah, that's really cool. It's actually Olympus hat, and there's their brand new merchandise, which you can now order from the Olympus UK's online store. I'm going to put the link in the description as well, so you can go and check out the entire range. I do have the entire range. I'm really happy. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a video about them on my YouTube channel, so we're gonna stay tuned for that. But I'll be wearing them one after another in the next few weeks, so you can see what it looks like, whether you like them or not. But this is the first treat here. So this is the cap. It's a very, very nice cap. Remember, I have another Olympus cap before, which is the 100-year celebration cap from last year's photography show, which I've been wearing to the bone. It's actually like the whole cap changed colors, but I still like that cap. It's just cool. I mean, I liked it because it's got Olympus there, and it's got like 100 years on the side. Just love it. But yeah, this one's quite cool because obviously got the word above it, Zuiko, in the top here, but on the side, like first, let me this side, like, so break free, break free with whom? Here we go, Olympus. Yeah, that's cool, right? I think it's a pretty cool hat, and it's a much higher quality cap compared to my other Olympus cap that I got from last year. It feels quality. It feels a very thick material, 100% cotton. Imagine that. I think last year one was a little bit. I think it's polyester. So, but this is cool. I like this cap, and it's nice. It's definitely premium quality. It's as good quality as some of the fashion cap that you can get on the high street, so it's as good as that. So it's definitely worth checking out, and the stitching is very nice. I don't know if you can actually see it, and hopefully it focuses. Does it focus? Oh, there you go. There's focuses. So you can see the actual stitching is actually very, very good, very high quality, very dead and center and aligned, and then. Yeah, I love that, break free. It's just really cool there. I love it. So this will be the cap that I'll be wearing when my YouTube returns. And so that is cool. I got other stuff. I'm not going to show you all at once. You just have to stay tuned to see what other stuff I got in the box. But it is pretty awesome, and I love it. And you know that I'm a hat guy, I'm a cap guy. I love wearing different caps, and whenever I go out and shoot videos and photo shoots and things like that. So this is me. So now I've got another edition, actually 2 editions. I'm not going to say what it is next time, but that may be a little bit too warm for the weather that we're having now. But anyway, so if you've got any question, you're very happy to ask me anything, and if you are very happy to listen to my talk, I'm very happy to say that I am going to have a live interview with a leading studio on Thursday. It's going to be live. I'm going to put the link also in the description today, and also I'm going to do several other posts on a daily basis, so you can know and won't miss that particular live interview. It's going to be an hour, more than an hour long, and we're going to talk about all things Olympus and videos, also their audio equipments like the LSP1 and the LSP4. So if you're really interested in using your Olympus gears for anything, like for hybrid, for instance, photography and filmmaking, stay tuned and tune in for that live interview. That interview, like I mentioned, is actually interviewed by a leading studio, also in association with the Professional Photo magazine in the UK. Awesome stuff. I'm looking forward to that. That is really, really cool. And so I'm happy that's going on, and also I'm going to be doing a lot more live stuff in the future. There's also other publication. I'm not going to say too much yet because it's not announced yet, but I've already done a few videos for them. So you will see me popping out in some other social channels. So that will be quite fun, right? That's what I've been busy working on the last few weeks, and that is why also my YouTube has a little bit quiet. Well, the lockdown doesn't help. I can't go out and shoot, but I have been working on a lot of different videos. I'm still working on some at the moment, and which I need to plan and shoot it and edit it. So that is still a lot going on, and but as you know, being a family man, having young family in the house, I can't really do too much during the day. The only time I can really shoot in quiet is in the evening. I've got a lot of other reviews going as well. I've got some other things that I want to show you. This is coming. This is and I've got 2 new lenses to review, and so that will be quite cool. So stay tuned for all this stuff which is coming, and I'm excited. I'm actually feeling positive. That's the word, feeling positive. And I'm also hoping that the lockdown is going to be bloody finished very soon, because I'm itching to go out and just go up with my camera and just see and smell the horrible underground again. You know, like I just miss that smell, and also like, you know, just general people chatting, talking rubbish and the kind of thing, and I just miss all those horrible stuff. Right. Anyway, so I'm gonna end my stream today, and don't forget this stream is live every day between Monday to Friday. What time? 11 to 11:30 a.m. and have my YouTube live, which is totally different topics, and lasts a little bit longer, between 3 to 3:45 GMT PM GMT London time. Very often I overrun in the YouTube because I usually have a lot of questions going on YouTube, and the audience base is a lot bigger as well. So like, you know, there are a lot more people joining me than talk about things. And this week's topic is gonna be interesting, because what is your favorite lens? So this is the topic of this week's YouTube live. So if you have a favorite lens you want to talk about, join me on Wednesday, and then we're gonna have some fun talking about it. So that would be really cool. And so that's it, you know, like, and so far I'm just trying to catch up with all of you guys, and also, you know, trying to engage as much as possible. And of course, you know, when things are back to normal again, I'll go back out and start filming and editing, and it will be less of a chance to engage unless you know, things can be relaxed even further. For instance, you know, I did promise to do some photo walks with some of you guys in the UK, and you know, I have been saying that for over a year now, but I haven't had a chance to do it. I was planning to do it this year, but things happened, right? Now I can't do it. I don't think I can do it until, you know, like, first of all, the travel restrictions completely lifted, the social distancing is lifted, so it's going to be difficult to organize anything like that and you know, today now, and so we just have to see, right? If you guys are curious, that's my final thing. If you guys are curious about what I'm using to film at the moment, I'm using the Olympus EM1X with the f2 12mm f2 prime, the my favorite vlogging and street photography lens, and it's a very cool thing because it just automatically focuses anything that I point at, you know, like including my hand and my face. Look at how fast it's there and how smooth it is. It's just really cool. Oops, there you go. There's my hand. The thing is, I have face detect on, so like, even if you see kind of a little bit of my face, you're kind of trying to see my face, and then there you go, it sees my face now, and then that's pretty cool. That's why I like the autofocus in the latest Olympus camera now. It's really nice and smooth. It tracks well, and it's fun, and it's fantastic for a one-man operation, just like what I'm doing now. You know, I just leave the camera there, and yeah, just do whatever I want. Just like earlier when I was trying to focus on the cap, you know, just on the words, and it just focuses and bring it out again. It just, these are my face. Right? Anyway, so I want to say bye to you guys now, and then I will see you guys tomorrow once again. And don't forget, I have these stuff that I forgot to show you guys. Olympus logo, I haven't, and I forgot the hashtag Home with Olympus, and of course my sponsor link, you know, and then buy me a coffee at Jimmy Cheng, and then you can simply buy me a coffee. I do desperately need a coffee right now. I'm going to make one. So thank you again for your support, and also once again I also thank all of you guys who supported me through the buy me a coffee. I got a few more people yesterday, and oh, thank you. I got some lovely coffees there, so thank you very much. So I will see you guys tomorrow once again. Remember, it's 11 a.m. GMT. All right, until tomorrow, I shall see you. Stay safe and be well. Bye for now.